In Western Isles they tell a tale, when nights are chill with rain, of neighbours wha fought tooth and nail, Macquarie and Maclean. The laird of the Macquarie clan on Over-Isle held sway. Maclean of Mull, a crafty man, lived just across the bay. Maclean had wed a local lass, wha had a bairn in tow, and many days it came to pass they'd both receive a blow. Alan with his yellow hair was never a Maclean, but bided with his mother there, so she'd nae be a lane. It might, you never know. It might, it may, it might, it could, it might be so. Macquarie gave a little boat to Alan for a toy, as much to spite the old goat as cheer the little boy. But Alan thought the laird was kind and thanked him hand and heart, for no one knew he had in mind to learn the sailor's art. Time went on and Alan grew too big and strong to clout. He signed aboard a ship as crew, Maclean had kicked him out. Soon pirate ships were pillaging beyond the reach of laws, and of them all the pirate king was Alan of the Straws. It might, you never know. It might, it may, it might, it could, it might be so. Alan's mother breathed her last and word was sent to sea. Maclean caught sight of Alan's mast and plotted treachery. The pirate was as good as had, his neck was in the noose, and Maclean knew how the bastard lad could finally be of use. Lad, you were your mother's pride, so let us here join hands. Rid me of Macquarie's hide and take his goods and lands. You'd have a harbour and a home when all the deed was done. You'd no more have to ride the foam, and I'd have back me son. It might, you never know. It might, it may, it might, it could, it might be so. Word came to Macquarie's ear of peril from the west, a raiding by the buccaneer at old Maclean's behest. His men called for an armed defence to counter Alan's threat. The canny laird had better sense, we are nae burning yet. Macquarie sighted Alan's fleet come racing with the tide. He called for ale and called for mead and threw his portals wide. I've meat and drink for all your mates and merry fires withal. You're welcome to me poor estates, as when you were but small. It might, you never know. It might, it may, it might, it could, it might be so. Alan said, you ought to ken, you've ruined me design. I canna harm your beast nor men when I hae shared your wine. I need a harbour for me keels, a shelter and a key. 'Tis weary watch among the seals, forever on the sea. Laddie, old Macquarie said, and gave a wink and smile. There's better lands to have instead than my bare little isle. Old Maclean, what beat your mam, has harbours just as fine. Why not leave me as I am, burn his house and nae mine? It might, you never know. It might, it may, it might, it could, it might be so. The grandest plan may swim or sink by actions good or ill. You cannot kick the pup and think the dog will do your will. 'Tis said the man will have the gain who wears the truer face. So Alan's burning old Maclean and not Macquarie's place. It might, you never know. It might, it may, it might, it could, it might be so. It might, you never know. It might, it may, it might, it could, it might be so. It might.